Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to answer a question that was left on my last video. And it's a very important question. Simply because the answer or answers can be very hard for a great many to wrap their mind around. The question is, why do people side with the answer? Meaning, when things go wrong between you and the narcissist or the narcissists in your life, why does it seem to be that you almost always, if not always, come out on the losing end of the stick? Here's the thing. Narcissists, as been mentioned before, are planners. Even some of the narcissists that don't seem to be very smart, they are planners. And they have been setting you up for a long time. And as I mentioned in one of my last videos, narcissists, a great many of them I believe, will make sure they keep someone removed from their day-to-day lives. In their hip pocket they can pull out like an ace when they need to do so. One subscriber answered back to this question, basically stating that there are 24 hours in the day. They may see the narcissist for only a few hours at a time. And this narcissist makes sure during this time they only see good things. As for instance, my ex Susie. She looked harmless and even cute to those that met her. She was always getting comments on how pleasant and sweet she looked. Well, when she got a new job at this company, they all took her in like family. Oh, she is the sweetest thing. So forth and so on. And I believe she knew. This is a great cover. And she realized this was a set of people that she would never under any circumstances show her true self to. If she felt something inside, she would keep it there and wait until she got home and she would take it out on me. Also, we didn't live near her work. So the chances that her yelling and screaming and poor treatment would ever be known to these people would be slim. Narcissists that are smart or that learn with their mistakes, they quickly understand the benefits of sectioning off people and making sure the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. Okay. They work over here on this side of town. That means they can create an entirely different persona and personality with such people. Here's something I remember. My mother rarely ever broke character. Meaning she wouldn't admit to wrongdoing. The closest she got was one day when trying to get her to admit the truth years ago. So possibly it might make a difference in my golden child brother's messed up life. My mother replied, "What's in it for me if I do this? You just can't make this stuff up. You just can't." But quickly after that, she clammed up or shifted the blame and did her normal narcissistic song and dance. Gaslighting. So forth and so on. Susie used to get a charge out of the fact that she knew I knew that she had a different personality with these people she worked with. She used to do her evil grin and say, "They would never believe you if you ever told them." Or, "It's your word versus mine." Or, "I bet you would like them to know the truth about me." All the while grinning in an evil way. You see, narcissists are aware of what they are doing. They know it's wrong. And they set out to make sure that they create false images of who they are over here and over there. So almost always, there will be someone that will side with them. Here's the problem. We got so far with these people and it's come to that. Which was always part of the narcissist's plan from the beginning. This is the true nature and evil of narcissism. Again, these aren't just people that are just terrible jerks. These are individuals that embed themselves into your lives with the goal of completely ruining everything in our life and about your life and taking you to the end of the road, so to speak. Satan and his demons know they are damned. And they want you to be too. So they work on you and work on you. These narcissists put in a lot of work in how they want people to see you and how they want people to see them. And just like the other subscriber mentioned, there is 24 hours in a day. And these people that side with the narcissist only see them for a small fraction of that time. Again, as mentioned before, my mother when she was little and growing up, there was a neighborhood lady that got to know my mother's family, brothers and sisters, so forth and so on. My mother even at that young age knew enough to only show this woman a fake good side of her. Most of my mother's brothers and sisters were spiraling out of control, with no supposed answer as to why. Well, we know why. It was a toxic home situation created by my narcissistic grandmother. But it was projected to be the son's fault or that daughter's fault. That said, my mother learned early on how to portray herself as a victim, which she learned from her mother. And it was much easier to do back then because she was little and young. Well, this woman grew a great fondness for my mother. Years later, no longer living in that neighborhood, my brother and I were born and my mother was trying to take my brother and I from my father. This woman was called upon as a character witness about how decent and loving and kind my mother was. My mother didn't know possibly exactly how this woman would be used. But she knew at some point she would be used. You see, narcissists see people as tools and that they have a specific purpose for their lives. And in this case, this woman's purpose was to show my mother as something she wasn't. Loving and honest and kind. Manipulator. What do you mean? This woman might say if my father would stand up and speak the truth, and my mother would just sit back quietly as others fought her battles for her. My mother set the stage and planted the seeds. Then after that, she literally could step back and do nothing. And others would fight her battles for her. This is why I say, if you believe someone you are dealing with possibly might be a narcissist, leave. Just leave. Don't try to debate this person. Don't try to argue your points. Don't try to speak logic and reason with them. Just leave as quickly, and most importantly, as safely as possible. Our problems were, we second-guessed our choices to leave. One, because of the narcissist's fake apologies. Also because how many of us were raised. And along with that, we might not have had anyone else. And we didn't know of this information. Again, this is why this information is key. Because we can't just curl up in a ball and not live. Because that's what narcissists want. They want us to shrink while they grow. But instead of curling up in a ball, live your life. Ask God to protect and guide you. And when you get a bad vibe about someone or something, take a step back. Slow things down. And get yourself to safety. There are decent people in the world. But it's hard to tell it when the world is filled with evil and we get caught up with someone that is trying to drag us through even more evil. Slow things down. Self-reflect. Have great boundaries. And stay in prayer. Because these narcissists try to stay several steps ahead of their prey. And part of that is planting the seeds within others that they are good. And that you are not. And they will plant and water these seeds for years. Before you will see the overgrowth of evil and lies about you and lies about them. Lies making you out to be evil. And lies making them out to be good. I do hope that answered your question. I do appreciate the interaction. The more we share, the more we grow. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.